Hi! Welcome to the My Two Tips podcast, episode 10. I'm Elise. I'm the host. This is my podcast. It's my knitting podcast. And I'm recording on May 10th. Mother's Day was just the other day. And yesterday my parents celebrated their 29th wedding anniversary. So that was great. That was cool. Yeah. I've been up since pretty early this morning. I went out and got my hair done, which has been a really long time since I've actually dyed my hair. I think it was 6 years. But I decided I just kind of wanted to, lighten things up a bit. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel that different, but Andrew said it looked good when he came home at lunch, so that's good. Yeah, cleaned it up a little bit with a little bit of a trim, but I don't know, whatever. It's hair. It grows. It'll grow out. It'll be fine. But yeah, so that took a long time this morning, which is why it's a little bit later than I usually record, and I think this is about take 3. As kind of is often happening with these things. It never goes, not that it doesn't go smoothly on the first try, but it's more so, I forget things, or Andrew comes home on his lunch break, or the phone rings, whatever. Something happens and I record again. So hello and welcome to my podcast. Yeah, because I've been up for such a long time, I have a little bit of a headache, I feel a little scatterbrained, but we'll truck her on through. I'm not wearing any knits today. It's been quite warm here. On the weekend, I went to a craft fair. That was a lot of fun. It's kind of a tradition that I've had since I moved out to BC. Since I can't spend Mother's Day with my mom, I go to a craft fair. I usually call her in the morning too, but they weren't home on the weekend, so I didn't call her. I called her yesterday. Because yesterday was their wedding anniversary, so it worked. But yeah, so I went to this craft fair, got a few things, and because if you're one of the first 50 people in line in the morning, you get a free grab bag, tote bag thing, which is always great. There's always good stuff in there. This year there was like a lip balm, bath salts, a few cards, a lemon square, that was pretty yummy. What else was in there? Flavored, like, cooking salt. A pair of earrings. Just stuff. Some hand soap. I picked up a few things at the craft fair too, so that's always fun. I found a new jewelry maker that I quite like. That's the ring I bought from her. Really like it. Not that I was planning on buying one, but happens. I also bought this mug. I bought 2 of them. Handmade ceramic. Technically, I think she calls them tumblers. But I really like them, and I have a feeling that the chances of these ones falling into the sink are slim. They don't have handles, so you can't just kind of catch it and knock it into the sink or on the floor. That's my hope. But on to the knitting, I guess. But before I really get into showing you anything, a little bit of business to attend to. So last week I announced the winner of the giveaway. that person hasn't gotten in touch with me. And because I did it as like a thank you, 100 member, subscriber, whatever kind of giveaway, I was hoping that the person would actually watch the episode where I announced it and then contact me. It's been a week, that hasn't happened. So I redrew. Yeah, I did. So I redrew. There's a new winner for the giveaway. Wow, what? So, yeah, I have a screen cap of it here because I drew it earlier. Blah, 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 my phone. So again, I drew from numbers 2 to 19, and the winner, is number 5. And that is Laura 500. Yay! And it's funny because Laura is actually a local, and I've met her in person, and I hung out with her last week. So, yay! That's super exciting. So you won. You won this lovely giveaway. And a pattern of your choice as well. So there's a mini skein in here. I might throw in a few more because I have some now that I think I'm actually okay with. Well, it's not that I'm okay with like making them into minis, but I think because I put some of it into my blanket, why not share it, right? So I think we'll see what happens. But there's lavender sachets in here. There's a magnet, bookmark, mini skein. There's some goodies in there. So get in touch with me, Laura, and we can arrange how you get that goodie pack. Yeah, so I hope that's okay. It's just kind of how I felt about the whole thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's my podcast. I make the rules. So yeah. But now I can show you some of the stuff I've been working on. So no finished objects this week because I guess I'm a slacker. I don't know. But I did square off my Cozy Memories blanket. And last week I didn't mention, I think I wrote it in maybe, but I'm using the recipe pattern thing that Kemper of Junk Yarn put out. And I'm using this one because I saw Shannon and Sockcetra's blanket in person when we hung out the other week. And I really like how flat the decreases are. I really like it. So that's the back side. They're just really flat. I really like it. It still gives you that little bit of like the ridge thing going on, but I think it just sits nicer. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I quite like it. So I added 5 more blocks, or 5 more squares to it. This is Mad Tosh Whiskers sock base. They're Mad Tosh sock. Woolen Vine Yarns Outlander on the Volca base. Sorry, I've got like burpy hiccup crap happening. Sorry. This is Hedgehog Fibers, and I think this is the. I don't know. It was written kind of funny on the tag. It's either Tremble or Truble. The M kind of looked like a W, so I don't know. It's really pretty. Really pretty. This is a Regia Sonata color in blue. And this is Online Super Sock in this. I don't know. I think I might take that one out and put something else in there. Because I don't think I like the way it looks kind of like self-striping. In a way, it just, I don't know, doesn't fit. So I'm having a little bit of a I don't know where to go from here thing. I do have a fair amount of self-striping yarns, but I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I want them in this blanket project. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the way they knit up. Could I maybe do 2 blocks of every self-striping I have? Yes, and then they'd be different because some of the color sequences are longer than I think what would fit into a block. So maybe. We'll see. I just don't know. I like the idea of kind of knitting a block and then sewing them all together at the end. I think that'd be kind of neat. So maybe I'll have a block of all self-striping. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, I could honestly leave this like this and be quite happy with it. I'm very satisfied with what this gave me, how this was to work on. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I've also worked on, technically, I think I'll show you 3 things. Maybe. So I cast this sock on last week, but I just didn't show it. It's the second Wildflower and Honeycomb sock. Last week I literally had 72 stitch on the needle. 72 stitches on the needle. But I didn't even join it in the round, so I didn't really think it was worth showing. But now it's got a tiny little bit done. So it's twisted rib cuff on this pattern. I love the way it looks, but ribbing for me is kind of an annoyance anyway. That doing twisted rib is just another kind of level to that, and I don't know. I have one of the socks done, and for some reason I'm not like itching to finish the second. I think there might be a little bit of a knitting funk going on. We'll see what happens with it. I've also cast it on, well, no, I'm not even going to say cast it on, but a friend of mine, Kate, has asked me if I would like to test a sock, whoa, sorry. Have you ever done that where like your eyelid kind of like flips on itself? Woo! Yay, that feels gross. But, so Kate asked me to test a sock pattern for her, which, great, totally game for it, but I had a really hard time choosing a yarn for it. Really hard time. Until I remembered that I had this in my stash. So this is a Regia Terra Colors. I believe it's called the Denims. I don't know. The number 06882. Super inspiring, right? Whatever. It's a gorgeous colorway. Really pretty. So this is, I'm supposed to be testing out a Pico cast on for this sock, which I've never done a Pico cast on, but this is the second one I've tried. I don't know. It's going okay, but I think I might do a different one. Stay tuned for what happens. But yeah, so I need to get my butt moving on this because like I really don't have anything to show. And I saw the sock in person yesterday. It's so pretty. I really, really want to get my butt moving on it because I think it'll be fun. And I think it's beautiful. And she wants me to test knit it for her, so I'm assuming she kind of wants it done relatively soon. So I'll get working on it. I will. Trust me. Take my word for it. And if not, come hassle me. Because you know where I live. Yeah. The other project that's actually gotten some attention from me since we last spoke, or I last spoke at you, is my May cardigan. So this is what I have. So it's grown quite a bit, although it doesn't feel like it. But I've finished the bottom ribbing, and now I'm into the body at the back where it turns into stockinette. So, I mean, it's going. It's just a little slow. So, I don't know if it's like the yarn that's kind of slowing me down in some sense, or if it's just this stitch pattern that's a little bit slower. It's essentially ribbing, so it's slow, but it's so pretty. I really, really like it. It's definitely kind of like corrugated texture. It's a lot of fun. I think I have to knit kind of as established now for maybe 5 more inches. And then I move on to whatever's next. I don't really know. It's definitely a different construction than I've done for any other sweater before. So lots of new tricks in store with this one. But I'm knitting this technically as part of a knit along for Shannon Cook's knit along, the TTT. Oops, forgot to put that sock in there. The TTT Cal. Tees, tops, and tanks, or some variant of that with those 3 words. I believe because we kind of started a little late for that one. I think she's saying now that the end date for that, as of this moment, is May 27th. So there's a bit of time, but it's a little slow. So we'll see how it goes. That's all I've worked on. Legit, that's it. It's a little rhyme. Legit, that's it. Anyway, so last week, I think it was on Wednesday. Yeah, it was on Wednesday. I hung out with Laura, who I hung out with Shannon the other week. Yeah, and we went on our own little mini yarn crawl. And it's funny, because I originally asked her to go with me because I needed sock yarn for this sock knit, test knit. Didn't buy it when I was out. I totally forgot about it. Nothing I saw in the 2 shops we went to really, I didn't find anything for it. So I'm glad I had something from my stash for it. But we went to 2 shops. And the first one we went to was Urban Yarns across the bridge. There's an Urban Yarns here on the North Shore where we're both from, but they're closing. So they're kind of clearing out almost all their stock. And I think they might be closing this week or maybe next week. And then they're going to open up in a new location and hopefully be bigger and better and awesome. So I bought some stuff at the yarn store. I bought these 2 skeins of Sans Garn. One is another one of the Sisu that I used for some heels, toes, and cuffs of a pair of socks. Same exact color. And this is the Sisu, which is 80-20 wool and nylon. So that's great. Be great for some more neutral contrast parts on socks. And this one is the Babyol Lynette. Don't know what that means, but that's okay. And it's just 100% merino. And it's a baby pink kind of color. I have every intention of using this as contrast heels, toes, and cuffs on my pair of gingerbread house socks from Jink Yarns, because I'm just going to follow the trend and do that when I eventually get to them. So, got it. But at this location of Urban Yarns, they had some stuff in there that they don't carry at the location that's on our side of the bridge. So that kind of, I feel like I've been missing out. Just because they don't have everything at both stores. I get it, but I found this. It's by Estelle Yarns, which is made in Peru. And this is their Eco Andean DK wool. So it's 100% wool. And there's something crazy like 350 meters in 100 grams. It's a little rustic. Definitely more rustic than, I don't know, the typical stuff I go for. But it's rustic enough in a sense that it still feels really soft to me. Like it actually, like I really like the way it feels. So I bought some. I bought 2 skeins in this kind of light beigey neutral color. And where they had it in the store, there was a free pattern kind of booklet thing near it for a wrap. And the wrap actually has, there you go, kind of like an Argyle-esque little bit of a pattern on there with some crisscrossing like pearl stitches. I really like it. And the Guernsey wrap is a pattern that I've had on my eye, in my view, for a while. But that is a Brooklyn tweed pattern, and it's a very rustic yarn that I don't think I can tolerate it. So if this stuff is nice enough, I think I might eventually buy some more and do the Guernsey wrap. I might double it up and knit it, but I might also just, I don't know, do a DK weight version. Ooh, we shall see. So that was stop number 1. Stop number 2 was Wet Coast Wools. And I also said hello to Glenda. Sorry, totally blanked out there. To Glenda, who is one half of the Wet Coast Wools podcast with Bernadette. So that was great. Hi again. Good to have a little chit chat. But it's a yarn store. I bought more yarn. So it's actually the last thing I bought were some of these little small needle coil wraps. So you can kind of put those around like a set of DPNs and keep them together. I like them. I've wanted them for a while. They had them there. And both yarn stores didn't have the needle stoppers that I wanted, but those they had, so those came home with me. But I also bought some woolly wool. Not woolly wool. That's kind of misleading, but I bought some yarn. Yay! 4 little 50-gram skeins of tweed. So this is the Elfin Tweed by Knit One Crochet 2. And it's a 60% merino, 20% baby llama, 10% bamboo, and 10% Donegal. So that's the Tweedy bits and pieces. All of their tweed bits are black, kind of a browny, brown taupe-ish color. And white, sorry. So I got 3 colors. The lightest one is Tweed Fog. The middle one, that one is Tweed Slate, and the black one is Tweed Ebony. I think 3-color cashmere cowl is gonna happen with these. I think it's gonna be great. So Eric just started his over on the Sticks Plus Twine podcast. So if I get my button gear, we might be able to knit that kind of in tandem together. Maybe. I've used this yarn before. I think I might even just say it. I think this might be my favorite. Maybe. Might be up there. Because I've used it for my cameo shawl, which I think everybody knows because I've shown it. But yeah, I love this. I still haven't draped it. I don't think I draped it. Can you tell it's been a long morning for me? Boo. Anyway, I still have not blocked this. I don't think I ever will. I just love it. I love the way it knit up. I love this yarn. I wear this, I don't know, scarf, shawl all the time. And chances are when Knit City rolls around, I'll probably be wearing this shawl. So if this is kind of as you recognize me, This is probably very similar to what I will look like at Knit City in October. Just putting it out there. But yeah, so this will most likely become a 3-color cashmere cowl. And I think a lot of people run out of one of their colors. Color A, I think, in that pattern. So this will probably be A. And then I think B will be the middle. And this might be like the pop of color. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe it'll be these two as A and B. And then the white, well, the lightest blue as the pop of color. I don't know. Maybe I'll just knit it and go with the flow. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm super excited. I love this stuff. I just love it. I absolutely love it. If you're a fan of tweed yarn and you can somehow get your hands on this from a local yarn store, go for it. If you need to, check it out online, because I highly recommend it. I really like it. Yeah. And that was all the stuff I bought when we went on our little mini yarn crawl the other day. But I did get something in the mail. So there's an Etsy store on Etsy called Grain Deep. And they are based in Toronto. Sorry, I'm just trying to get their card out of the bag without ripping the bag. Easier said than done. And I have had my eyes on these guys for a long time. So that's their card. Grain Deep. Their information there. Blah, blah, blah. So I ordered some custom made tags. And these are on their ultra suede material. So I got 2 colors. I did post a photo on Instagram, so if you follow me there, you would have seen it. But look at how cute those are. So these will end up being folded over in half and then just stitched on, which I think should be easy enough to do by hand, I hope. So on one side you'll have like By Elise, and then on the other side there'll be X Hard O, which is, if you ever get like a handwritten note from me, I usually do like X Hard O and then my name. So it's very fitting. I quite like it. And it's just small enough that it's not, you know, I don't think it'll get in the way. But on something this shape, I don't know where to put it. So, opinion time, people. I'm thinking maybe, because this has picots all along the actual edge, I'm thinking it might have to go kind of over here somewhere. And I don't know what color to put on this one, but we'll figure that out later. Actually, I think I just decided it'd be a great one. Have that. And then on this side, I'll have that. So I think that'll look cool. And it wouldn't really be in the way. I mean, I could go even closer to the edge, like the corner, and it would still be fine, I think. But I'm super excited. I'm so happy with these. Yeah, super fun. That was it. That was all the mail. That was all the things I bought. That was all the money I spent. And I don't have much else, so I think I'll call it quits for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked it. I hope you guys are okay with me redrawing for the giveaway. It just felt like it was the thing to do, so I did it. I'm not going to contact Laura. Laura, contact me, Laura500 on Ravelry, because you're the winner. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully that goes well. I hope you guys are having a good week, maybe making more progress than I am on any of my stuff, because progress is great. I did solidify a new place to work, so that's fantastic. That'll kind of come into play in the next few weeks, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you around Ravelry. I'll see you over on Instagram. And I will see you next week for episode 11. What? Yeah, okay. Here's where to find me.